I want to cross to Kristin Tate in a moment, but first I want to show a new video that's been revealed as part of the Epstein files release. It's showing the convicted sex offender chasing two women around the kitchen of his island home. Pretty strange stuff. We don't know who the girls are or how old they are. All that has been blocked out, as you can see on this video. I guess we'll all learn more about it eventually. There's so much controversy being produced by these files and emails that have been released. And as I put to Kristin Tate, some commentators and political players have been surprised by who's been forced to answer the questions.
Yeah, that's right. The latest trove of these files, they shed a new light on just a vast social network that Jeffrey Epstein had. And he corresponded with so many people that we all know. A few names that really stuck out to me: Bill Gates, the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Elon Musk, the New York Giants co-owner Steve Tisch. All of these names were people who had some sort of correspondence with Epstein. I found the Bill Gates content particularly interesting, as did many people in the United States. There was an email that was released that was actually from Epstein, sent to himself, in which Epstein claims that Gates got an STD after having relations with Russian girls, and that Gates wanted to slip antibiotics to his wife, Melinda, without her knowing it. Now, of course, we don't know if these allegations are true or not, but it should be noted that Gates began his friendship with Epstein years after Epstein's initial guilty plea for human trafficking of minors. So, if you want to be this, credible figure on vaccines and this allegedly delicious synthetic meat and climate change and all these things that Bill Gates does, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to start a relationship with a convicted human trafficker. So there's a lot of questions, a lot of documents to go through, but that one really stuck out to me.
It sure does. Bill Gates, I should say, denies a lot of these allegations. There have been so
Yes.
many political figures on the left named here. The daughter of a former Labor Prime Minister in Australia, Paul Keating. Also, another former Labor Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd. He denies ever meeting Epstein, but he's mentioned in some of the emails. But, of course, when it comes to our celebrities and the Hollywood class and the Grammys, they focus it all not on the left but on Donald Trump. Have a look.
That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland, which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So, oh, I told you it's my last year.
So he mentioned Bill Clinton. That's Trevor Noah. I got to say, I don't even know who he is, but it's quite funny and I suppose illuminating. He talks about Trump going to Epstein's island. Trump didn't. That's the one thing we know. He never went there.
Yeah, that's right. Although his name was mentioned many times in these correspondences, even CNN and many other news networks have conceded that there is just no credible evidence that Trump ever went to this island or did anything wrong, really. And apparently the FBI has even looked into the few accusations that exist regarding Donald Trump, and there's just nothing there. So the left is looking pretty bad on that one, because they've been screeching for the last year that somehow Donald Trump is implicated with Epstein in a bad way, and it just doesn't look like there's anything there.
Now, Trump, as you know, is always pretty well plugged into entertainment and television and what's going on. So he hit back. Have a look.
He's a lightweight, this guy. He's a terrible... I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. The DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out... I mean, other than Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
Yeah, that's something you and the president have got in common, Kristin. You both hated watching the Grammys. But the other bit that came to light, of course, the leftists virtue signalling over ICE and immigration. Here's Billie Eilish.
No one is illegal on stolen land. Our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and this is all I want to say. Sorry.
F ICE, she said, Kristin, and no one's illegal on stolen land. What's she doing there, lapping up all of the riches of America if they're all occupying stolen land?
Yeah, that's right. This whole event was just people getting up in front of other people who agree with them and taking turns bashing Donald Trump. They were so brave. It is so brave to get up and say a bunch of mean things about the evil orange dictator to a bunch of other people in Hollywood who agree with you. Just so courageous.
Yeah.
It really was unwatchable. Trump was correct. And Billie Eilish, she lives in a $3 million mansion that sits on formal tribal land. Why doesn't she put her money where her
Yeah.
mouth is and give that back to the Native Americans, or better yet, invite in a bunch of illegal immigrants into her home and give them some shelter? I'm
Spot
waiting.
on. Spot on. It is the hypocrisy that is so galling. But there are two people there who are not hypocrites. A couple of sports broadcasters wouldn't join the standing ovation against ICE. Have a look.
Standing ovation for ICE out. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down. We should all be ashamed of ourselves. We love America. I love our law enforcement.
Loving law enforcement sitting down. That restores your faith a little, doesn't it, Kristin?
Yes, and that is how the vast majority of normal Americans feel. And it's why the Grammys ratings every year, the viewership just keeps going down. People no longer want to watch this stuff. It's not about music anymore. It's just about these blowhards getting up there and making their political speeches. It is just so tired.
So good to get your analysis, Kristin. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you very much, Chris.